You can probably try harder. That's the message I took from this movie. 4 stars or better on Letterboxd. Rudy, 1993. Rudy is the true story of Dan Rudy Rudiger, a small guy growing up in Illinois in the 1960s. He dreams of playing football at the University of Notre Dame. However, he lacks grades, money, size, and possibly football skills. After high school, he works with his dad and his brothers at a steel mill for like 4 years. Eventually, he heads to Notre Dame to enroll. He lacks the grades to get into Notre Dame, but he gets into Holy Cross with the goal of eventually transferring into Notre Dame. After 2 years and multiple rejections, he finally gets into Notre Dame. And then, through his efforts and his heart during an open tryout for the football team, he actually makes the football team as a walk-on. He does not play at all until the final game. All right, why do I love this movie? This movie is about the importance of effort and faith, not like religious faith per se, even though it takes place at Notre Dame. It's just faith in yourself. I think I like this movie because the goal isn't that crazy. It's crazy to say, hey, I'm going to be on the University of Notre Dame's football team. But it's crazier if you're like, I'm going to be the starting quarterback for the University of Notre Dame. I feel like his goal of like, I just want to make the team. I really don't need to play. It's just symbolic that he's able to enroll at the university and then make the football team. And I think that's a great goal. And he puts in so much effort and he tries so hard to achieve that goal. He fights and fights and fights. And he's able to achieve his goal. It is very much about not giving up. And it's about dreaming the almost impossible dream, but then making that possible. My favorite thing in this movie is Charles S. Dutton. In particular, Charles S. Dutton's speech to Rudy when Rudy is quitting. It's a great speech in cinema. You're 5 feet nothing, 100 and nothing, that speech. It's a good speech to watch if you just need some motivation in your life. When I was in high school, the real Dan Rudy Rudiger actually came to my high school and spoke to our sports banquet or something. I remember he gave sort of a speech. I don't remember what that speech was about. I mean, it's pretty much probably, hey, I was small and I went to University of Notre Dame and I never quit. Something like that. The weird part about this story, and I think it's okay because this adds to the luster of it, because it is a true story, but Rudy would have been 18 when he graduated high school. And then he works at his dad's steel mill for 4 years. That makes him 22 when he goes to Notre Dame but doesn't get in. And then he goes to Holy Cross for 2 years, which now makes him 24. And then he didn't play his first year at Notre Dame, which made him 25, which means when he finally played at Notre Dame, he was probably around 26. So on some level, that feels like an advantage to be a 26-year-old playing against 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. Yeah, I guess it's 18 to 22 when you're in college. But, it also shows any dream is possible. Another movie I love, and I'm just going to mention it here because why not? We're here to talk about movies. I can mention some other movies that maybe aren't as great cinematically, but I still love. And that movie is Necessary Roughness. In the movie Necessary Roughness, the dude from Quantum Leap comes back to play college football way older than everybody else. And, on some level, that's what Rudy did, but we just never addressed that because it's Sean Astin playing him. We buy him as like a college kid. This was directed by David Anspaugh, who I looked up because I was like, the name's familiar. Why is it familiar? It's familiar because he also directed Hoosiers. So, wow, pretty impressive to have Hoosiers and Rudy on your resume. But I like Rudy. Rudy's an inspiring story, and I think sometimes it's good to put on movies that are just inspiring stories. And ultimately, that's what Rudy is. It's a well-done movie from the early 1990s. It's got a great score. It's heavy-handed at times. We get it. We get some of the messages. They hammer them home a little too much. But if you're just looking for a story to inspire you, if you have any doubts in yourself, if you're looking for something to keep you motivated, it's good to put Rudy on. And it's good to listen to that Charles S. Dutton speech. Because in life, deserves got nothing to do with it. Wait, no, that's Unforgiven. 4 stars or better on Letterboxd. That's Rudy, 1993. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something to give you a little bit of motivation. And it's football season, so why not put it on? We got college football kicking off this weekend. Check it out. Put it on. Maybe you'll cry. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll call your dad and tell him how much you love him. Maybe he won't take your phone call. I'm not sure. Another sports movie in the same vein as this one is The Natural. I talked about that movie here. Check it out. And thanks as always for watching. I'll be back soon with another 4 stars or better on Letterboxd. Movies I've given at least 4 stars to on Letterboxd. Rudy, 1993. Go Irish.